We talk about HTML is the hypertext. Then what means hypertext? Hypertext is text connected. So far, we learned some special character, we learned some paragraphs, but we have learned how to link to content. So today we'll learn how to use anchor. This is called the anchor. It's a new tag. And this is called the hyperreference. Then this is the address of another web page. So this is the description for the link. We need to close it, /a. Remember, the hyperreference has to be inside the start tag. We put a space, hyperreference, equal sign, quotation. Here we use great design. So let's say example. So again, every time we went through coding, I suggest you to type those structure. By this way, we can avoid some mistake. So we have HTML, head, title, body. So every time I don't need to retype those things. Please keep a file like this. Then every time we can start with it. So first, let's say the anchor, a space h hyperreference equal to, hey, we want to go to Mansfield. We need HTTP. It's a name of protocol. /3w Mansfield. And then we need to put something for description. And then we need to close it, /a. So let's say what we get. We need to first save it and run it. So this is the web page we get. This is the code. You can see here we have a description here. If we click the link, so we are going to, it's kind of slow, but we are going to Mansfield. So here we use the anchor. This is the code. Anchor hyperreference, the address, Mansfield. You can see that is this address. And you need to close it. Remember, we have a link tag, but the anchor link tag is used for external CSS, this link tag. We closed it. But here we use the anchor to linking to other page. Sometimes we want to open a new web page. We need to use the target and use the underscore blank. So let's say this example. In this example here, after the hyperreference, we space target equal, and here we use underscore blank and save it. Then let's run the code. Actually, just that we reload. Okay, let's rerun the code. We look at this, but when we click the link, what happened? So, because we have two quotation signs here. Target, actually this here we should have the quotation sign. So both the hyperreference and the target should be red, in red color. If it's not red, or this is not by blue, you have some mistake. So save it and run it. Here, and when we click it, can you say we open a new web page here? This is the original web page. We open a new one because we use target and use blank. So that is about open the web page in a new window. We also can link to an email address. Here we do the hyperreference. We use mail to : it's you can use your own email address. So let's say example here. Let's use some break. Again, anchor HR href equal to mail2 colon. I use my email address. You can use yours. And here we need the description. You close it. And this is what do we get? Here, if we reload, we get a link like this. Also, when we point to the link, you can see on the bottom of the web page, we have a mail to the address, the email address. Once we click it, so it will use some email program such as Outlook. But here I don't use it. I just show you we can do this. It depends on user's computer, what program install for email. We also can use link to open a text file. A text file like this. This text file we use Notepad. Hello world. Remember, this file has to be in the same folder as your code. Means here you can see the address. I put this file on desktop, so your folder should be in the same location. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So I copy the break, and again I copy next to like an anchor href equal to the name slash close it. Also, let's try it. So what do we get? If we click it, we open a file, hello world. We also can open an image, the same thing. So let me copy this, copy everything here, and post on here. Use country V, country X. And here, this time we want to open an image. Just make sure you get the right name of the image. So you can use any image. Just make sure the image has to be in the same folder of your code. And then exactly open a image file and save it. Then let's write open an image file. We can open it. So the link is very powerful. We can do a lot of things with this. And later we will show how to use link to jump inside the same web page. So let's say example first. So what do we get? Okay. Here we have an example. You can say inside here, because think about that we have a small window, we cannot display everything. But if we click the link, we can jump inside the same web page. We can jump to top and jump to chapter 2. Go to top, jump to chapter 3. So it's called the internal link. How can we do that? First, to do this, I would like to use some file. It means to say, because there are so many contexts, so I will use it. So I will use this file. Look at the coding. So here we have H1, paragraph, H1 again, paragraph again, H1 again, paragraph again. Let's say with those code, I will post this file on T2L, so you can use this for practice. So we get something like this. So we want to add some link to jump for different position. So first, on the beginning, inside the body, we use anchor and href hyperreference. Here we go to Pansai ch1, close it. That means chapter 1. Again, we want to anchor href equal to Pansai chapter 2. Close it. Same thing. href equal to Pansai chapter 3. Save it. Then let's try say what do we get. This original file. We have chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. If we click it and this time we get nothing. Because we will jump to those are called ID. Because we haven't defined where is the location. Here for chapter 1, put attention here. We put the ID equal to quotation. Here we don't have the Pansai, just the chapter 1, ch1. The same thing for the chapter 2. Actually, this is chapter 2. Okay, we will use chapter 2. This is chapter 3. Okay, we use ID equal to chapter 3. First, let's run what we get. Then I will explain. So refresh it. Now we jump to chapter 3. You can see we jump to chapter 3. So what happened? So can here say for the anchor, we want to jump to this ID. So where is this ID? So we define Pansai, chapter 3. Pansai means is the ID. We use ID. Chapter 3, chapter 3. So this heading is Pansai, chapter 3. This heading means we assign chapter 3 this ID to this heading. So once we click this link, we jump to this heading. Because we define say this heading is chapter 3. When we click it, we jump to this heading. We jump to chapter 3. So that's we call this ID. The same thing when we click the link, it will jump to chapter 2. Where is chapter 2? Chapter will be here. We use ID equal to quotation chapter 2 Pansai. No, quotation. Then here we have Pansai in the hyperreference. Here we use ID equal to, we don't have a Pansai. We can do the same thing for chapter 1, but not necessary. So that is how we can use, it's called the ID for jump inside the web page. This is how we do it. So we use jump to H1, H2, H3. Actually, the ID, in that example, we use ID for heading. Actually, ID can use to be anything, can use to be a paragraph. It means we can jump to a paragraph like this. It means anchor hyperreference equal to content. Then this, once we click this link, it will jump to this paragraph. Let's try it. Say we have a paragraph like where is the paragraph? For example, this paragraph. We assign this paragraph give an ID equal to content. Too much. CONT is fine. Just make it simple. And here we use link anchor href equal to Pansai content. We use a paragraph and close it. Save it. Let's see what we get. Yeah, once we click it, we jump to this paragraph because we assign here, we assign this ID to this paragraph. So when we click this link, they will go to this ID. This ID is here. So that's how we use internal link